Holy crap. I don't know how they did it, but Avenged Sevenfold with the new album, Life is But a Dream, they absolutely killed it. I don't know how, but they did. This is personally one of my favourite metal albums in the last 15 years. No, not even metal albums, just albums in general. Holy crap. It's so good. It's only been out since yesterday, 2nd of June. What are we on? The 3rd of June. I've listened to it about 8 times now. Probably more than that. I can't get over it. This is the first album in a while that has made me listen to an album from front to back, and it's not just a singles album. I feel like a lot of albums, especially metal albums, are just going for singles, which is nothing wrong with that. Some bands like Falling in Reverse, for example, are killing it with singles, and I respect that. But I'm a bit of a boomer. Even though I'm only 23, I do have a boomer's heart, and my boomer heart says I like albums. I want to enjoy something from front to back. Like, this does it for me, like, from the very beginning with Game Over, how it's got like that Spanish kind of guitar kind of thing, and then it goes straight into like a Bad Religion kind of thing. Oh, it's so good. It's brilliant. And even just all the way to the ending with Life's But a Dream, with the whole piano not interlude, I'd say, like, just the whole piano section is just, it's beautiful. Like, I can understand why this album's hated. I've seen a lot of mixed opinions on the internet. Some people saying it is the magnum opus, and some people just downright hate it. I can understand both point of views. If you like Avenged Sevenfold for their hits, so you might not like it. I think there's only one song in here which I would say is closest to it, is Mantle. But it's not what it is. That's not what the album is. The album is, if it's the best way to describe it, is very similar to like Faith No More, or Mr. Bungle, or Daft Punk, or even Yeezus by Kanye West. You can hear those elements in there. So if you listen to it as a fan of those artists, I feel like you would enjoy it. And if you like concept albums like, let's say, like The Wall by Pink Floyd, or even Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, heck, even American Idiot by Green Day, or The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. If you like those storytelling aspects of those albums, you will love this. And I feel like you'll appreciate it more than just a metal album. Which it's not, because it's got loads of elements of like funk and jazz, hip-hop, electronics. It's all over the place, but in the most best possible way. And there's at the moment, I've noticed in the metal scene, there is so many like genre fusions going on at the moment. Like, but I feel like this is the best example of it, doing it right. Because everything feels organic. It's not like Sleep Token, where it's like, yep, generic genty riff, and yep, generic Imagine Dragons vocals straight after, and it doesn't work if you ask me. Or even some of the newer Bring Me the Horizon stuff, how they're doing this whole like 100 gex kind of thing. It's not doing it for me personally. That's just my opinion. If you like that stuff, that's cool, and I'm glad you like it. But for me, it's not for me. However, this, oh my god, this is an album of the year for me so far. Oh my god, this might be, it's up there with album of this decade. I am not exaggerating. It is that good. Like, there's been some really good albums in the last few years, which I really liked. My example would be Veteran by J-Pac Mafia, or like After Laughter by Paramore. But holy crap, this album just takes the cake. Oh my god. Like, I don't know where to begin. Like so when the first 2 singles came out, like once Nobody came out with the first single, I thought, alright, it's okay, because it had like that. It reminded me of Opinion by Nine Inch Nails when it goes. It reminded me of that. I thought, alright, okay, it's okay. And then the second single came out, We Love You, and I fell in love with it. It reminded me so much of Mr. Bungle, how it just went to like heavy metal, then to thrash, and then it had all. Oh my god, it's amazing. And the whole speaking part where it's like more this, more that, more. Oh my god, I think it's beautiful, and I feel like that is a good way to set up a mosh pit in a live setting, especially when it builds up to the whole thrash metal thing. But yeah, listening to Nobody within the album, it makes so much more sense, and it's just, oh, it's so good. I'm fangirling a bit, I do apologise. Even when I've been watching interviews of M Shadows, he's been doing lots of interviews. And it's just how he talks about the album just before release made me excited even more. Like, usually when you see bands are doing interviews before an album comes out, it's always the same old, oh, this is a personal album, or this is our most heaviest yet most melodic. Which, 9 out of 10 times, it just means they're just doing shitty fucking butt rock. But the way M Shadows talked about it, especially on the Striker interview on Tune on Toast, if you haven't checked out Tune on Toast, Striker does some really great interviews. I do recommend that. I really like the one he did with Tom DeLonge. Anyways, I'm getting way off topic here. So just the way he talks about it and how he talks about how it's been like art and stuff, but not in a pretentious way, but like in a really, really passionate way. I think another good way to describe the art, the quote-unquote art of this album, is very similar to like a lot of Tool albums. So it's like for the music video for Nobody and We Love You, you don't see the band there performing. You just see all these crazy imagery stuff, similar to like how Tool's got like the iconic stop motion videos. Like, especially the Nobody music video, when you got the skeleton just like falling down into like an abyss of space. Like, you could feel the character M Shadows is playing is such a defeated character. And I don't know why, but that just reminds me of like the, oh, what's it called now? What's it called? Oh god, what's it called? The Schism music video by Tool. It just reminded me of that a lot. But yeah, like the God trilogy. Oh my god. I didn't realise the pun there. Oh god, I hate myself for that. Oh Christ, I did it again. Anyways, but yeah, the God trilogy. Oh my god, that is just how it just fuses all these different sounds is unreal. Like, you got this like Daft Punk thing, you got this Kanye thing. You got like this Spanish like guitar acoustic thing. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it's insane. Like, you can hear the Faith No More references. Like, there's some sections where he does the spoken thing, and it does remind me of RV a lot from Faith No More. If you haven't listened to RV, well, no, RV is like one of the greatest songs off the album. That reminds you, check out Angel Dust. Just check it out. But the highlights, and I've seen quite a few people say, so it's going to be if you have listened to this album, you know exactly what I'm going to say. But Cosmic, holy crap, Cosmic is just amazing. That is the new Little Piece of Heaven. And I only discovered the other day that Little Piece of Heaven was not actually a single. And yet it's one of their most popular songs. That amazes me. Cosmic is going to be that. Like, Avenged Sevenfold, if you do a UK tour, get your asses down here. Play Cosmic. Play Cosmic. Please, play it. Oh my god, and play Mantle as well. In fact, just play the whole album. I'll be very happy if you just played the whole album. I don't care about the other hits. Just play this whole album for me, please. But yeah, this album has brought love to albums to me again. Like, I've listened to a few full albums, which I'm like, alright, it's good. But it's not an album, if that makes sense. Or even like, there's a song that I like of a particular artist and I'll listen to it, but then I'm either just not enjoying it, or I'm just not that invested into listening to the whole album. I don't know how to describe it, but it just got me hooked. And it draws you in, and it is like a massive journey. I think the similar albums, like the album references I get from this, like the inspirations, Angel Dust by Faith No More, they reminded me of that a lot. It reminded me of Lateralis by Tool. Oddly enough, it kind of reminded me of Eminem Show by Eminem. I don't know why, but it just reminded me of it, like how they're all different styles with Eminem. Yeezus by Kanye West. It reminded me of that a lot. Basically, the whole Mr. Bungle discography. I hear a little bit of Chat Pile as well. I hear a little bit of Chat Pile. I do hear Swans. There's just so many inspirations on here that I just can't think of at the top of my head, but it just reminds me of, like, I listen to it and it reminds me of this, but it doesn't feel like a rip-off. Like, compare it to the new Slipknot album. Like, with Slipknot, I feel like they were going for kind of a similar vibe in a way that they were experimenting. But it didn't hit right for me. It felt like it was good experimentation, but bad execution. Like, I could hear rip-offs of, like, Typo Negative really easily, and it didn't sound right. And I could hear, like, I can't remember what song it is by Slipknot. I'll put it on title. That reminded me so much of the Responsible Hate Anthem by Marilyn Manson. And I was just like, yeah, no, it's not doing it for me. But with this, I do hear the references to the other bands. And it works. Like the guitar work, the drumming, like Brooks Wackerman. Is that his name, Brooks Wackerman? Or is it Waterman? I want to say Wackerman. Because how the way he whacks those drums is just amazing. I've seen quite a few people criticise Shadow's voice, but I quite like it. I like how he's gone for like a more like deeper, more monotone, not monotone, but like a lower register kind of approach to it. Like I know he's like destroyed his voice and he strained it or whatever, but it kind of adds to the vibe of the album. Like I can hear like a defeated character in this, and I feel like with the lower register, it helps a lot to portray like he's giving up. Like this character is just giving up, and you can hear these references of, how do I put it in a YouTube friendly way? Unalive in yourself. I can hear that. Like, what's the point of life? And for someone who's had those thoughts in the past, I relate to a lot, and I think it does. I think it does a really good well displaying it, and not just glorifying it and glorifying mental health, which I know it's a really hard line to get through. I've noticed there's a few bands do it. I'm not going to say who because it would cause a massive turf war in the comments section. But yeah, I think overall, I think this is the best Avenged Sevenfold album. For the longest time, for me, it was always the self-titled. But I'm saying this is the best one. It is an absolute S tier. No, S tier plus. It's so good. And if you're listening to it thinking it's going to be another Avenged Sevenfold album, you might get disappointed. But if you open your mind a bit, I think you really would enjoy it. And that being said, if you listen to what I said and you open your mind a bit, try listening to it again and tell me what you think. Even if you don't like the album, please let me know below why you don't like the album. I would love to know. I would really love to know. I want to have conversation about this album. And I just realised this is my first video on this channel. And you know what? I am honoured that it is this band and this album which is going to kick off this channel. That makes me really happy. So yeah, if there's anything you'd like to discuss with me, or if you liked what you're seeing, please like a comment. Like the video. So like the video, drop us a comment what you think, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for putting up with me, and thank you Avenged Sevenfold for making this album worth it. I think it was like 7-year wait. Yeah, worth it. Thank you so much Avenged Sevenfold. You guys did good. Just do a UK tour. Peace out, and thank you very much.